Have you ever been scrolling online and just felt it? That sense that angry, false stuff just seems to explode while the actual truth kind of gets left in the dust? It's not just a feeling, it's a real phenomenon. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into the psychology and the tech to figure out why this happens.
So to really get this, let's look at a real-world case study. Picture this. During the chaos of an attack in Toronto, a journalist puts out two different eyewitness accounts, just moments apart. One turned out to be wrong, and the other was right. So why did one of them absolutely blow up, while the other just fizzled out?
Well, researchers at the Brookings Institution actually tracked this. And the results? They're pretty shocking. That first incorrect tweet, the one that claimed a Middle Eastern attacker, it got exponentially more attention than the correct one. That piece of false information clearly tapped into something really powerful and just spread like wildfire. The question is, what?
To answer that, we have to start by looking not at the screen, but, well, inside our own heads, because this whole thing starts with our own psychology. A really great way to think about this comes from C.G.P. Gray, who calls ideas thought germs. And it's a perfect metaphor, right? Just like a real germ, a thought germ's only goal is to replicate. It wants to get inside your head and then make you sneeze it out to as many other people as possible. By hitting that share button.
So how do these thought germs get in? Well, they're smart. They look for the weak points in our mental immune system, our emotions. Now, stuff that makes us feel awe or even shock, that spreads pretty well. But there's one emotion that is the absolute master key. Think about it. From an evolutionary standpoint, anger is a huge signal to act now, and that's exactly what these germs hijack.
Yep, anger is the VIP pass. It's so powerful because it just blows right past our rational filters. It creates this immediate, overwhelming urge to spread the idea. It's basically an emotional shortcut that goes straight to the share button before we even have a chance to think.
Okay, so our brains are basically a tinderbox just waiting for a spark of anger. Now let's talk about the technology that comes along and just pours gasoline all over it.
The Brookings Institution calls this the viral feedback loop. It starts with us, with our natural human bias for stuff that gets our blood boiling. We react, we click, we comment, we share. The algorithm sees all that engagement and just does its job. It shows the post to more and more people, and then they react, creating even more engagement, and the cycle just spins faster and faster. It becomes this runaway train, fueled by our own outrage.
But it's not just about one post going viral, right? This cycle actually pulls us into these entire online communities that are practically built on anger. So, why are we so drawn to these tribes?
The channel folding ideas makes a really fascinating point here. Let's be honest, the world is messy, it's complicated, and a lot of the time it feels totally out of our control. Outrage narratives, well, they provide this weirdly comforting sense of order. They simplify everything down to a really easy us versus them, blaming all the world's problems on one single, easy-to-identify group. And what's so counterintuitive is how these opposing groups actually help each other. C.G.P. Gray has this brilliant analogy, flowers and butterflies. You'd think these groups are at war, trying to destroy each other, right? But nope, they're actually in a symbiotic relationship. More flowers mean more butterflies, and more butterflies help create, you guessed it, more flowers. They literally feed off each other's anger.
So here's the crucial part. These groups aren't really arguing with their actual opponents most of the time. They're arguing with themselves about this distorted, cartoonish version of the other side, a kind of totem that they've built up in their minds. And this enemy totem is specifically designed to be as enraging as possible, because that's what keeps their own group fired up, engaged, and united.
Now, this cycle of anger isn't just some harmless internet drama. It has a real, measurable, and pretty damaging impact on our public conversations. Let's actually look at the data. So, research from the Oxford Internet Institute, which Smarter Every Day highlighted, did something really clever. They isolated the effect of injecting just one single toxic comment into an otherwise normal online discussion. What could one mean comment really do?
The effect is staggering. That one comment measurably degraded the entire conversation that followed it. The cognitive complexity, which is basically how much nuance people use, it just plummeted. Personal attacks, identity attacks, they shot way up. And the overall toxicity and aggression, it went up and it stayed up. It shows that one comment can literally poison the well for everyone else.
Okay, I know this all sounds pretty bleak, but it's not hopeless. The very same research that shows us how these systems are broken also gives us the blueprint for how we, as individuals, can start to fix it.
So what's the antidote? What can we inject into a conversation that is fundamentally poisonous to that outrage germ? The answer might actually surprise you.
According to the analysis from Smarter Every Day, the best way to fight back is to do the exact opposite of what the troll and the algorithm wants you to do. Instead of making things simple, add nuance back in. Instead of escalating the anger, de-escalate it. And if you see a personal attack, call it out, but do it with kindness. These actions are like kryptonite to the outrage machine.
And really, this all comes full circle, right back to where we started, our own minds. It's about practicing what CGP Grey calls good mental hygiene. That just means being aware of your own emotional weak spots, being cautious of those thought germs that you know are perfectly engineered to poke you right where it hurts, to make you angry and to make you share without thinking. So the next time you're scrolling and you feel that little flash of anger, that urge to share something that's just infuriating, just pause for a second. Every single click, every share, it's a choice. You can choose to spread the germ, or you can choose to be the antidote. The choice is yours. Thanks for joining this explainer.